Okay, so here are the three brackets that they give you for the Sprinter OEM rails on a at least a Sprinter 144 high roof. I don't know if other models differ any, but this is what I got. The brackets go left to right, so this piece here is going to be on the back side of the left end. This is the middle, and this is the right end of the forward end of the van here. So the first thing to do is, these little plates don't come pre-assembled, but you basically slide the lock nut into this channel, and you'll first have to clean out the little burrs from where they drilled the holes, so just keep that in mind. You can just knock those out with a little screwdriver. Once you slide the lock nuts in, then this plate is oriented like this, so that these holes are above, like that, sorry. And just loosely thread those on there for now. And then you'll notice this little wedge piece right here they give you. This takes up the space. You'll see how this is, if I set it here, it's angled, right? Higher at this end, it gets lower down there. This wedges into that slot right there, and you push it in. Once this is on the van, you push this in to the point that it's past the little hole right here, because a screw goes in there, like a set screw that keeps this, I believe, from coming out. So it makes sure that this does not slide back out, and one that's angled the other way for the left bracket to come in at that side. So that's the basics of getting these parts ready. You'll have to get this Sikaflex 252. That's what they recommend anyway. It's a adhesive that will go on the roof, similar to the stuff you see on top of RVs around air vents and whatnot, the white silly putty looking stuff. It goes underneath this edge right here, because this sits right on the roof. This goes on the track, but this goes on the roof itself, so it's the only part that you have to worry about touching the surface of the van, I believe. Now for the wedge piece, this actually sits on the edge of the Sprinter roof, so I put a piece of black tape, like duct tape, on the roof, just a little strip of it, so that this isn't sitting directly on the paint. I just don't want any, rubbing going on with vibrations of the road and whatnot. And the other, once that's done, there's little plates they give you that slide into the OEM tracks. I'll show you what those look like. You put the bolts through them and then slide them in. By the way, when I was first putting these up here, I tried to figure out how to put the plates in from the front, and there's a cap on the end of the rail, and it was throwing me off. I thought, well, surely that cap has to come off, and stupid me, I didn't realize that at the other end of the track there is no cap. You can just slide these pieces in from the back side and run them all the way up here to the front. Okay, here's the black tape I was mentioning. That's what's going to keep that wedge piece from rubbing the roof, and then the Sikaflex will go over in this area. I've cleaned the roof. It's got some dirt up here. So anyway, you slide these up to the approximate position and get those ready to go. Okay, so another thing is the Fiamma instructions tell you to align the bracket with the word support that's on the back side of the awning. Okay, I'll show you where that is. That's not really possible on this front piece. I'll show you why. So here's the awning. Sorry for the messy garage. This is the back side of the awning, and you'll see these support words. Okay, they're about 7 inches in from the front side. The front side is down there. In order for the support bracket to line up with that word support, it would put the bracket out here in the air, it would be over the edge. Not possible. Reading online and the Sprinter Source forum, it seems to be the consensus that you put the bracket wherever, closest to the front that you can get it, and it seems to be good enough. So that's what I'm going to go for. Hopefully it's supporting it enough. The awning will hang off, a little bit, probably about 6 inches or so more than it would ideally be, which I don't think is a lot, honestly. It's pretty rigid aluminum. I'm not too worried about that. So the Sikaflex 252 does fit fine in a normal caulking gun. And I did make sure to puncture, this comes off, this cap unscrews, and I did make sure to puncture the end of it really well, not just a small nail hole, but tried to ream it out a little bit. And it's coming out of there just fine. I mean, it's a little firm when you squeeze the trigger, but not bad, not to the point that I would cut the can open. I'm guessing maybe because it's so warm out right now, it's probably helping a lot. It's in the upper 80s, so that probably does help it considerably. Maybe that's a tip, is to warm up the tube of Sikaflex before you use it somehow. All right, so the bracket is sitting on the roof, not tightened down yet. Got the bead of Sikaflex underneath this foot right here. Just put a couple of rows, a couple of beads of that, and it squished out pretty nicely. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put this piece in. Before we tighten it down, push this in to where it's at least beyond the set screw that keeps it from coming out. The question is, how far do you put that thing in there? And I'm gonna go till it's, firm enough. I don't know that it's really changing much the more I slide it in there, though. I think I'm gonna kind of go keep it toward the end here, just past the set screw, and then tighten this down here. That's a 10mm nut, by the way. I think everything's 10mm, isn't it? At least on my Jeep it was. That's the most used socket ever. Okay, so that definitely made the Sikaflex squeeze out a little more on the sides there, so it's rock solid. So I'm putting it right about there, just past the set screw here. I'm gonna put that in next. And then we'll move on and essentially do the same thing at the other end and then in the middle. And at that point, these plates are still loose. The whole awning sits into these little grooves right here. So you want to have this out where it can sit in there without any problem. I may even take that off completely because the nuts inside are not going to go anywhere. So if it's in the way, we'll move it. But my wife and I are going to lift the whole thing up with a couple of ladders on each end and set it on here. Hopefully that goes well. I may just remove these just because once we get this thing up here, it's going to be hard to fiddle with, especially 3 plates. So yeah, I think I will probably just undo these for now and put those on after. Okay, the plates are all mounted. The brackets are mounted. So the little wedge pieces give you a better idea of what they do. They really keep the shape of the van more. They're not made to raise the brackets. I had that wrong. They're made to follow the roof line. As the roof line curves, let's zoom back a little bit. The roof line curves downward. Okay, so the top of the plate top of that wedge remains straight. So hope that makes sense. Better shot like that, looking at it. All right, and the middle one doesn't have one. It's got a gap there, so I'm not worried about it touching. Got the plates all off, ready to go on. So the next step, kind of a scary part here, is just lifting it up and clipping it onto these edges, and then putting the plates on, and then there's some set screws that go in these plates as well. And that is it, I believe. Not too bad. So, all right, we'll get to the fun part here. Also, I want to point out, make sure the bracket is sitting flush on the rails. Earlier, I was finding that it was naturally wanting to sometimes sit not quite in the full track there. So just make sure you get that seated really flat so that it's flush like that. As far as the Sikaflex, I've only used that much of it. It's about where my thumb is. So I've only used, a third of the can. So don't worry about running out of that. It lasts pretty good. You do have to use, they say, all of it within 24 hours after you open the can. So it's pretty much done for whatever's left. So be sure to don't skimp out on how much you put on the brackets. So what this photo is showing is how we got the awning up onto the roof. We leaned the awning onto the ladder on the right. I did that, and then I walked it up on the left ladder. That way my wife didn't have to walk the awning all the way up the ladder, and it was really not that bad. I did end up having my son walk up the opposite side of the ladder she was on just to help support as it went up onto the roof, and it really worked pretty well, and it clipped onto the brackets without too much trouble at all. All right, we got the awning up there. It wasn't too terribly bad. So the brackets went on the back just fine, little chrome plates. You just thread those in, 2 bolts on each one, 10mm nut, snug it down. There is a part of the instructions I'm not quite sure about. So right here, focus, here we go. That little O screw is said to go through the plate into the awning itself, it looks like. And so, oh, you know what? Okay, never mind. I see now. It looks like it's an either or. You either have this bolt holding a plate on, or there is no plate in this picture. So it's almost like a either or. They don't. It says please always use the security screws though. So maybe that does go on. They're just not showing the plate there. I don't know. There is no hole in the awning for that screw to go into. So I don't know if it's meant to be like a self-tapping screw that you just bore a hole into the awning. I'm not sure. I'm not going to do that quite yet till I read up a little bit more. That's the only part I'm not quite sure about. I wish I had taken a video at the end to show you the plates. There's really not much to see. Yeah. But it turned out good. It's really on there, really solid. It does hang out a little more than I expected it to, like looking up, but not bad. We're doing a Tanner rack, and Tanner racks are made to go around the awning so that you don't have to put the awning on the outside of the roof basket. So the awning is therefore not hanging out any more than it needs to be. And another reason I don't want to do the set screw till I'm sure is if you have to put a hole into the awning is because we may have to adjust this awning front to back to make room for the rack. The rack kind of molds around the front and back. If you haven't seen them, go look at Tanner racks. Next thing is to go ahead and bring it out. Let's see how it works. You have to reel it out about 3 feet is what it says, about 1 meter. And then you reach up inside and pull the legs out. When you pull the legs out, they look like they're not going to want to come downward, but there's a mechanism that actually lets it pivot. And see if I can get that to brighten up right there. It lets it pivot downward. So you can bring the leg out just a little bit and then go down, and automatically the linkage will kind of turn to let it go down. I whacked the van a little bit when I was taking the one out. You probably saw that. And then you extend the legs and then bring it out some more, right? It's kind of back and forth the game. I wasn't sure quite how far out the awning should go to begin with also. I think that's about it. When these arms start straightening out, you can feel it kind of come to a stop. And then you can adjust the tension front or back to get it out there. So pretty neat. The hook, I had a time, as you probably noticed, I had keeping that hook inside there. It kept coming out. Maybe there's a certain way you need to pull on it while you're rotating it. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out. I didn't go with a motorized one because a lot more expensive, and it adds some length that I don't think will fit inside that Tanner rack that we're going with. And honestly, it's just one more thing to break. So we might put some lights someday in here again. I don't know. Not really necessary right now, but I like it a lot. It's a good amount of shade. That's pretty neat. Once I get good at doing it, I can probably put it all the way out in about 2 minutes, I'm guessing. But that's awesome. Also, we have the little feet. It comes with these little feet here that you can mount on the side of the van, or you can use the included stakes here to stake these feet to the ground. We're gonna do the mounts on the van. I can't do those yet because depending on the rack and how the awning may have to shift left or right for the rack, I don't know where these legs are going to come down yet. This one will land somewhere probably right about here, and the other one will be back, I don't know, somewhere on the back here. Also, we have these graphics installed. That's going to be fun trying to mount on here, because I'm afraid to, if I use some kind of 3M adhesive, it might work fine actually. The pressure is always going to be toward the van, not, well, I guess if there's wind, it could pull up. I don't want to pull the graphics up. I also don't want to have to cut a square out and risk cutting into the paint underneath it. So I'll have to figure that out. Ideally, those mounts would have been on first, but that's not how it all worked out. So, all right, nice clearance there. I have read that water can get in that gap right there. It runs off the van and down the side. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And I've also read that there is a type of seal you can put there so that it can't let water through there. I'll have to look into that. Seems like that would be a worthwhile investment. So, okay, that is really about it. I guess I'll go ahead and do a video of me putting it back together. Should be able to just do the reverse of what we just did to put it away. Hey, one more thing. So the support labels that are on the back of the awning that you're supposed to match up to the brackets, they really weren't that far off. You can see here that how much gap I've got there. And the one that I placed right there could have gone to the right a little more and it would be perfect. And then the back one, you can see how much it's hanging off right there. But if you look at, sorry, I already put my ladder away. But if you look at the back side, the stickers are not that far away from the brackets. So I'm really not concerned with how it turned out. You just put the brackets to as far as you can to each end of the rail up to the caps, and then put the other one in the middle, and you're good to go. So, all right, that's all. Thanks. That is the project. So leave a comment if you guys have any suggestions on maybe the deployment and retracting of it. Maybe I did something not as quickly as I could have, or if I did something entirely wrong with this whole project, let me know. Those little set screws, I'm going to figure out the story on those, how they need to be put in, and find out about that way to possibly keep rain from running through the roof, over the roof and under the awning. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you want to like and subscribe for more videos. I'm going to keep videotaping every little, every major project. I've got several more videos to make on stuff I've done here, so those will be coming out as I get time to record those. So thanks for watching. Bye.